It was well past midnight when Evelyn Hart, the CEO of one of the country's most renowned restaurant chains, walked into her newest location in the heart of the city. The lights were dim, the dining hall empty, and the silence so deep you could almost hear the hum of the refrigerators. She wasn't supposed to be there, no one knew she was coming. Evelyn had been going undercover for weeks, visiting different branches of her restaurant empire under the alias Eve Howard, a food safety inspector. Her mission was simple: to see how her employees really worked when no one was watching. But what she saw that night, at exactly 2:03 a.m., changed her life in ways she could never have imagined. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of compassion, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. This story will touch your heart and remind you that humanity still exists in the quietest corners of the world. When Evelyn stepped into the kitchen that night, she expected emptiness. But instead, the faint sound of a sizzling pan and the rhythmic clinking of utensils drew her attention. A man in his early 30s stood near the stove, wearing a faded chef's coat with a few stitched repairs. His name tag read Marco. His hair was slightly messy, his eyes tired but focused. On the counter beside him were simple ingredients: rice, a few vegetables, and some chicken leftovers from dinner service. Yet, the way he moved was different, precise, graceful, like someone who treated even scraps with respect. Evelyn watched from the doorway, unnoticed. Marco plated the food beautifully, even though it wasn't for a customer. He then turned toward a small lunchbox, packed the meal carefully, and placed a sticky note inside before sealing it shut. She could barely read the words, but under the kitchen light, she caught a glimpse of the handwriting: "For me, I'd love you, Papa." Evelyn's chest tightened, curiosity pushed her forward. She finally spoke, her voice soft yet startling in the stillness. "You're still here this late?" Marco turned, startled, then quickly smiled in embarrassment. "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't hear you come in. I just, was cleaning up and thought I'd use what was left to make something for my daughter." Evelyn, staying in her undercover role, nodded casually. "Your daughter?" she asked. He chuckled quietly, rubbing the back of his neck. "Yeah, Mia. She's 8. Loves when I cook for her. It's kind of our thing." Evelyn looked around the spotless kitchen. Everything gleamed organized, labeled, and cared for like a sacred place. "You're here alone?" she asked. Marco nodded. "Everyone else went home hours ago. I pick up extra shifts when I can. Mia's tuition isn't cheap, and her school's been a blessing for her." Evelyn noticed the exhaustion in his voice, the kind that came not from laziness but from carrying the weight of the world. Over the next few minutes, Evelyn asked harmless questions about the restaurant, the work, the food. Marco answered each with quiet pride, never once complaining about his life. But when she asked why he was working so late, his voice cracked just slightly. "I used to be a sous chef at a big place downtown," he said. "When my wife got sick, I quit to take care of her. She passed away 2 years ago. After that, well, it's just been me and Mia. I took any job I could get. This place, saved me." Evelyn listened in silence, her heart breaking behind the mask of professionalism. She had spent years running her empire, rarely seeing the faces that built it brick by brick. But now, standing there in the quiet glow of the kitchen, she saw one of those faces, one that carried both pain and pride in equal measure. For the next few nights, Evelyn returned. Sometimes she stayed hidden, watching from a distance as Marco worked late, often long after closing time. She saw how he'd clean every surface spotless, how he'd pack meals for his daughter with handwritten notes, and how sometimes, when he thought no one was watching, he'd sit on a stool and just stare at a worn-out photo of his wife and child. One evening, Evelyn decided to follow him. She watched as he left the restaurant on his old motorbike, balancing a small food container on the seat beside him. The night air was cold, but he didn't seem to notice. She followed from a distance until he parked near a small apartment building in a modest part of town. From her car, she saw him quietly enter through the back door, where the lights were dim and peeling paint covered the walls. Moments later, a small girl with curly hair and sleepy eyes opened the door. "Papa," she whispered excitedly. Marco knelt down, smiling, and handed her the lunchbox. She hugged him tight, her little arms wrapping around his neck. Evelyn had seen many scenes in her life: boardrooms, contracts, investments, but nothing had ever hit her heart like that sight. The next morning, Evelyn arrived at the restaurant in her true identity. Her team had no idea she had been the mysterious inspector. She called for a surprise meeting. Marco, confused and nervous, joined the group of employees standing before her. The staff murmured softly, wondering why the CEO herself had shown up unannounced. Evelyn smiled kindly and began speaking. "I've been visiting our restaurants undercover for the past month," she said. "I wanted to see who truly represents the spirit of this company." Then, turning toward Marco, she continued, "And I found one man who reminded me what real dedication looks like." Marco blinked, unsure what was happening. Evelyn stepped forward and handed him a sealed envelope. "Inside," she said gently, "is a scholarship for your daughter's education, fully covered until she graduates college. And there's something else. You're being promoted to head chef of this location." The room went silent. Marco froze, the envelope trembling in his hands. "Ma'am. I don't understand," he stammered. Evelyn smiled, eyes glistening. "You've been cooking for more than just customers. You've been cooking from love, from loss, and from hope. That's the kind of heart I want leading my kitchens." Tears welled up in Marco's eyes as the staff broke into applause. He tried to speak but could only nod, overwhelmed. Later that afternoon, Evelyn asked if she could visit his home. She met Nia, a bright-eyed little girl who offered Evelyn a drawing of her dad making magic food. The child's laughter filled the small apartment like sunlight, and Evelyn couldn't help but smile through tears. She realized that for all her success, she had lost touch with what truly mattered: connection, kindness, and the courage of those who rise despite their pain. Weeks passed, and Marco thrived in his new role. He trained young cooks, teaching them not just recipes but respect for every ingredient and every customer. Evelyn visited often, no longer as a CEO but as a friend. The restaurant began to flourish in ways numbers couldn't measure. Warmth, trust, and loyalty filled its walls.